Zugno. Yeah. We be chopping it up. Word around town, we be chopping it up. AC the barber, he be chopping it up. Chopping it up. We be chopping it up. Word around town, we be chopping it up. AC the barber, he be chopping it up. Chopping it up.
Welcome back to Chopping It Up podcast. I'm here with First Lady Miss Yolanda.
Hello. Welcome back.
So let's talk about after Ziggy death. How were y'all able to create a non-profit in her honor?
Well, what we did was right after that, when we came here to Bryan College Station from Katrina, they always had been good to us. And so we wanted to give back, We wanted to give back in the name of our daughter. So what we did was COVID was out. So the first year or two, we gave out of our pockets because we were not, the thing about it was we wanted to do, because she loved basketball so much, we said we would do this big basketball tournament every year, and we would give back to students that are wanting to further their education, just to take a burden off the parents, take the burden off of them, because they said that they're giving these kids a full ride, but when they get down there, it's not really a full ride, and they can't, when you sign up to be that student athlete, you belong to the school. So it's a lot of things that you can't do. You can't go get a part-time job because you're at practice. You want to go out with your friends. That it's not a lot, but $500 could go a long way if you spend it wisely.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we just want to help in some type of way, because they, the community rallied around us. They supported us through, transitioning with our daughter. They helped us in a mighty, mighty good way. So we just wanted to give back to the community because they have always been good to us, So that's what we did. We came up with the Ziggy Richards Memorial Classic scholarship fund, and we have been giving out scholarships to athletes that are wanting to further their educations.
So the scholarships that y'all give out, is it like a certain school that y'all give it out to? Do y'all do applications?
Yes, you have to sign up, and you have to meet the criteria.
Okay.
You have to have a certain GPA. You have to have the same characteristics that our daughter had. You had to be loving, you had to be supportive, you had to be doing something positive. You had to be about your business in the classroom. You had to be doing something, helping out in the community, doing something, not just out here running around, just doing anything. So that was our criteria.
So y'all took the loss and turned it into something great.
Yes.
And y'all are continuing to do even more bigger things than you could ever imagine.
Yes.
So do you want to talk about the daycare?
Yeah, sure. Why not? I've been I worked Starbucks for 15 years, and they laid me off, and then I was like, Lord, I don't know what I'm going to do next. Lord, I know what I'm going to do next. So I went in and I helped my friend rebuild her daycare. And I'm like, Lord, what I'm doing at daycare? Like, what am I doing here? At all this time, he's teaching me how to properly run and function the daycare.
Oh, wow.
How to deal with kids of all types of needs in all ages. So, I stay at home, and I'm not the type of person that I'm just going to stay at home. I got to be moving. I can't stay home and depend on somebody to send me a check when I know my worth. What you're giving me is what I'm not worth. So I don't want, I'm not saying that I'm not grateful for it, but nothing is wrong with me. I need to get out and stay busy. So that's when And these people at the daycare, these parents at the daycare, they ask me all the time, Miss Yolanda, why don't you open your own daycare? You're so good with the kids. We love you. We love your spirit. You have a lot of patience with these kids. You're good. I see you talking to, the teachers, helping them calm the kids down, and what can I do to help you, even though you're the kitchen manager, because I was a kitchen manager, but at some point I was the kitchen manager, but I was running the front office as well as helping the teachers. So it was a lot on my plate, but I learned a lot as well. I'm having to talk to the people from the over the child daycare. They come in, and I have to give these people these documents, and have to talk to them, be able to articulate what they need to really know, as we functioning like a daycare, or we up to date on all our paperwork. So yes, I was like, I went to Ubering a little bit. And I was still ministering and Ubering, because I'm listening to my gospel, and these young kids, I greet them. It's like, you know what? I like you. I like that you greet us when we enter your vehicle. She's like, because when we get into other vehicles, they don't greet us. They just treat us like, I'm here to do a service. But me, I'm going to welcome you into my ride, because I want you to know that I'm grateful for you calling to get this ride, so that I can make what I need to make, And then you never know what those kids going through on their way to work, or how their night was, or they might just need somebody to talk to, You don't know what their struggles are. And if you open yourself up to them, show them compassion, a little interest, a little love, they gonna pour themselves out to you. You'll be amazed. You'll be amazed at what those kids are going through. And I said, well, Lord, this is my ministry. I'm out here riding. I'm thinking about making money, but I'm out here ministering, helping these kids navigate through this thing called life. They're away from their parents, and they don't really have no friends, or they don't have no time to go hang out the way they want to go hang out. So they really don't have nobody to talk to.
So if you didn't have a relationship with God, you think you'll be able to talk to people the way you talk to keep that grace that you have?
Let me tell y'all about this here. When I was a young girl in school, I was not talking. They thought something was wrong with me. They put me in sped because I wasn't talking. Like, I knew the word, but I wouldn't talk. Like, I wouldn't communicate with them. I knew the word, but because of me not talking, they thought something was wrong with me. But they had to take me out of it, because nothing wrong with her. She's just not, communicating the way we think that she should communicate. Like, they ask me questions, I would answer them, or, do whatever they say, and I explain whatever it is about the work that need to be taught. But I just never was that person that would just talk like that. Like, that wasn't me. Like, I would just sit down, I observe, and I look, and that was me. I was the quiet girl. I was the shy girl. I didn't want to be bothered. I didn't do drama. I really had girlfriends, because I know they catty, and I ain't with that cattiness. I ain't got time for it. So my group of females that I rolled with, we rolled hard, and we still rolling.
Oh, wow.
Even in different states, we still rolling.
So do y'all have girls' day?
We haven't, like, when I go home, we do, because most of them are in Louisiana. So when I go home, we link up, we have a good time. But for the most part, they when I got saved in 1999, they started calling me grandma. And I said, no, I wouldn't say I'm a grandma. I'm just growing up. I'm learning that I'm a mother. I'm a mother first, and I'm a wife. Y'all are single women. Y'all do have your kids, but you're single. So what I'm in the club for? I got a husband. So I didn't stop partying like per se. I was still, having my daiquiri, or, sitting on the porch while my kids play outside on Friday and Saturdays. I wasn't in the club. I wasn't in the street. But when God saved me, He saved me. I wasn't going to no club. I prayed for my husband to be saved.
Yes.
And God, you better watch what you pray for, because He gonna do what He said He gonna do. It might not be when we want it, but it's gonna happen if you trust and you believe and you have faith. You got to have the faith. So I'm having the faith to walk in to open the home daycare, Zane's Learning Center, and it's a little challenging, but it's worth it. I know that I'm doing what I need to do with teaching these kids and holding them accountable, and I'm not sugarcoating, and I let the parents know, look, I'm real. Like, I'm not going to let your kid not do what needs to be done. This is not that type of learning center. Because you bring them to other daycares and they have this thing, if the child don't want to do the work, you can't make them do it. That's not at Zane's Learning Center. Because if so, that's just a waste of my time and your money.
True. That's true.
And that's why the kids are being left behind. When they get ready to go to kindergarten, they don't know what they need to know, because in the daycare system, if your child does not want to do it, they can't make them do it. They can't make them. But at Zane's Learning Center, we're going to come in, we're going to pray, we're going to sing our church songs, baby. And we're going to get in there, we're going to do what we need to do. You're going to learn what you need to learn. And a lot of people don't know, because I'm not broadcasting it. It's just people that I know that are coming to me and say, Miss Yolanda, can you work with my child? I'm having a problem with him listening at school, or I think he just need a smaller setting to keep his attention or her attention, So that's, I was like, Lord, well, what's going on here? Okay, Lord, I guess I'm on my next assignment. So that's my next assignment. I'm at home and I'm working and I'm living and I'm loving, and I'm learning the kids as they learn me. And, I talk to the parents. I'm like, hey, what do you need from me? Because this is what I'm going to need for you. And we need to be on one accord. We need to be hand in hand concerning your child. Because if I'm doing one thing over here, from this time to this time, and then you go home and you doing that, we're not on the same page, so it's not going to work.
So you're creating structure and discipline.
Yes. And they have to be disciplined.
And that's what we need.
That's what these kids are lacking. They don't have no discipline. The parents are not taking time. Stop being so busy that you don't have time for your kids. It starts at home. When you send your kids out to the school, your kids should be disciplined to sit down and listen to what the teacher has to say, so they can learn. And if you need help, don't be scared to raise your hand, because that's letting the teacher know, hey, I want to get what I need to get so I can go on. But parents, how often are y'all sitting at home going, check these cheering backpacks, making sure they're doing their homework?
So
how long are you communicating with the teachers to make sure that the assignments are turned in?
So you're not just creating structure with the students, your children, but you're also creating structure and discipline with the parents.
Yes.
So you also teaching them to get ready for them to go to school.
Yes.
So, and if they have any questions, they can come back and they can ask you.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you have that open door, that open book policy.
Yes. And I communicate with my parents throughout the day about how their children are doing, or what are we doing, what we working on this week, like the curriculum. We have a certain curriculum. Hey, we're going to be doing this week, this week. I create fun activities. Hey, we're going to have traveling Tuesday. So I might take them to the park, or take them to McDonald's, or, I'm going to make it fun for them. But at the end of the day, it's about your child making sure they know what they need to know. It's because it's supposed to be a domino effect. They come from daycare, or preschool or whatever you want to call it. Then you go to kindergarten. The kindergarten get ready for the first grade. First grade get ready for second grade. That's how it's supposed to be. But it can't be like that if you have your child in a daycare where, and I know, I've worked at a daycare for 5 years and I've seen the teachers are not committed to teaching the kids. So as a daycare operation owner, you have to make sure when you're hiring these people that they really want and they desire to teach.
So okay, because all the time in the first year when people first get whatever position that they in, they always on fire. When they come to a point of being complacent, how are you going to change that? How do you get your employees, when you get to that point, how do you get your employees to get out of that complacentness?
First of all, they have to want to come out of it. You need to come and have conversations with me often when you start to feel complacent, when you feel like you're stuck. What can I do to get better? We have to have curriculums because it's just me right now. So I gotta, and there's tests that we have to take through the state to make sure that we passing. We have knowledge of what we have to do that's for safety for these kids. So it's always a learning and growing process that you can, refresh yourself so that you don't get complacent. And when you feel like you're getting tired and you're weary, you need to go sit amongst people that are teachers and get opinions and backgrounds and scenarios and answers to what can I do to better help me with the kids, to be a better teacher. What can I do to help them learn a little bit better, a little bit more to where they understand.
So when you get to that point, because you're going to get there, First Lady, when you get to that point, are you going to create a community to where other daycares and daycare workers can reach out to you? Is that something you ever thought about?
I haven't thought about it yet, but I have been looking on YouTube. There's these ladies, they have these classes because we have to go into meetings. They have so many classes that you have to be in the classroom, that people come in and they help you how to properly structure your class, how to teach, different. You might have somebody that learn this way, a visual, and some person that they need hands-on. So there's people in there that's going to help you create a good atmosphere of teaching and learning and making it fun for the kids. The kids that age, we need to make it fun for them. At a young age, you have to make it fun for them. So what I do is we were on letter K. So I got the pen and let them dip the foam, create different color foam, and they glued the foam to the K and made the letter K. You got to keep it fun for them to keep their attention, because their attention span it can get, then you got to have something that can bring them back.
You sound like me, girl.
You got to bring them back.
That sound like me. My attention.
So I'm searching, and nobody knows about the home daycare. So this is the first time we put it out there. It's just me and my parents, one-on-one parents, and I trust them, and I'm like I said, I'm getting into where I'm ready to branch out a little bit more. I'm ready to see what I can do to help the community, help these teachers, help do whatever I need to do, to make sure our kids are not left behind. No kids should be left behind.
So when you come up with these ideas, do you get this vision from God? Or do you talk to him and you say, hey, God, this is what I think I might want to do this?
He give it to me. He just put it there. Because they been, like the parents been speaking it into me the whole 5 years I was over there. Then there's one young lady, and she was like, oh, God, I don't know what I'm going to do with my kids. My son, I just don't know what I'm going to do. I said, I tell you what. I'm going to take on that task. I'm gonna take on that guy. I said, go ahead and work with him. I took on the task. I did what I needed to be did. He's ready for kindergarten. He's ready. He should be one of the smartest kids. He should be able to help the teacher. When he go in, he know all his sight words. He recognize his ABCs. He's ready. And that's what we should be doing. We should be preparing our kids for the next level. And that's what I'm called to do. I'm here to do a work. That's my ministry, helping others.
So, let me ask you this. So, since you have the daycare, do you think eventually you want to branch out and you want to tutor?
Tutor.
Like once your babies get to kindergarten age and they in school, would you still maybe do like an hour or two a week so that to keep them?
If that's something the parent want me to do, need me to do, I will. Because at the end of the day, I want the kids to be able to be confident in themselves while he's there, you know. That be the problem with some of the kids. They don't have the confidence in themselves that they can do it. Until you sit with them one-on-one, and you'll be amazed if you work with that child every day, consistency on the same thing every day. That child is going to be, oh my God, amazed at himself. He be excited. Miss Yolanda, I know 5 plus 5. It's 10. I'm like, there you go. You know it. Don't never say you don't know something. I say, we don't use I don't know over here. We don't use I don't know. We going to work on it. We going to study that a little bit more until we get it.
So with the nonprofit and with the daycare, y'all just did it out of faith.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yes, ma'am.
Not knowing what the next step was going to be.
Didn't know nothing. I'm like, Lord, I know you ain't take me off no job that I've been on for 15 years to do nothing, Lord. What's my next phase of life? I say, Lord, I know my husband is gonna be a minister. I know you promised him that he's going to preach your word. I know what you said. I know what you called for him to do, but I need to be doing the work. What do I need to be doing in this season? What do I need to improve in this season?
So how was you able, man, that's a lot. How are you able to be like the glue? Because you're the backbone of the family.
Mm-hmm.
Because your husband went to school.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all have the nonprofit.
Mm-hmm.
You have the daycare.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have your baby girl. She's in college too, right?
Yeah, she graduating in December.
Like, how are you able to manage?
I have to have a balance. I'm learning to balance myself. You know, some days it might be level, some might be high, some might be a little low, but I'm learning to balance. But how I start off my mornings, and it makes my day so much more better. It's me and my husband. We get up, we pray. I make his breakfast, I make his lunch. He going out the door. I got the kids' work prepared while they're coming. While they're getting themselves ready for the come, I'm sitting at the table. My word is open because that's his time. Lord, I need to create one-on-one time with you, because when my day gets so busy, I'm going to be distracted. I might not be able to sit down with you one-on-one and get this time that I need. So that's our day. That's what keeps me balanced. And when I get to where, Lord, this is getting to be a lot, I have to turn around and I have to pray. I'll be like, Lord Jesus, you're going to have to fix it. You're going to fix it now. You're going to have to fix it now. Get me back where I need to be. Position me to where I need to be. Because I can't show frustration with these kids, because then they're going to think I'm doing something wrong. No, I want to love you the right way. You know, I want to make sure that when you go on to that campus, you will be the best you that you can be, because you did what you needed to do. Yes.
Well, folks, that's our time to stop. We'll come back. We're taking another break. You're here with Chopping It Up podcast.
Who you vote for? Who your favorite sports team? Who you signing to? What's your deepest sports dream? AC the barber, he the man with the plan. Best cuts in the city, he the man, understand? AC the barber, he the man with the plan. Best cuts in the city, he the man, understand? And we be chopping it up. Word around town, we be chopping it up. AC the barber, he be chopping it up. Chopping it up. Chopping it up.